up with a DM on Twitter or an email at pdognight@gmail.com or at pdognight on Twitter. So anyway, copy claims are not a big deal, really, because all they do is they say, well, this music company has claimed copyright on your video, so now you may have some ads playing on your video, which I don't have ads on my videos anyway because I am not monetized. So I personally couldn't give a crap. What the hell's going on here? I got my blinking things are blinking and stuff. So anyway, so let's get started. And I do have just a couple of articles here and there that I've been kind of bookmarking some stuff on Twitter this morning because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Now I didn't pay attention so much to the events yesterday. Apparently yesterday was quite the shit show. I mean, Nancy Pelosi and some of the Democrats joined the president at the White House, and Nancy Pelosi walked out after she did a little finger wag at the president. I remember the last person who pointed at a president got just ripped to shreds, but of course that was a Republican pointing at a Democrat. So, and you know, the guy, like the dude with the halo. What was his name? The guy with the halo guy. Oh, Barack Obama. Remember that when he went to Arizona, and the person wasn't even chastising him. She was just talking to him, but she pointed at him about something and asked him a question, and that picture went all over the place. And oh my God, the disrespect to the president, and you would never do that to a white president. Blah 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 blah. Bitch, please. Oh, excuse me. I can't use that phrase anymore. I can't say bitch, please. I can't say nigga, please. I'm gonna say Fredo, please. Because according to Chris Cuomo, calling somebody Fredo is just like using the N-word, right? So that's my favorite new thing on Twitter. When I think someone says something stupid, I'll type in Fredo, please. All right. Some claims block video. Yeah, I do have one claim. Good point, Della Hayes. Do have one copyright claim that blocked it blocked my stream in like 7 countries because which one was that? That was the one where, let me see if I can find that one, because that one kind of cracks me up. YouTube copyright claim here it is. Because remember the Kingsman video, the Donald one of the what's those guys, not Carpy dunked him, but the Geeks team that did that Trump video where they took part of the Kingsman movie and they superimposed Trump's head over the guy killing everybody in the church. Now it's funny because no one ever complained about the killing all the people in the church when it was just part of the Kingsman movie. But anyway, it was a satire. It was a silly little meme, right? Well, I got a claim on that video, copyrighted content. The copyright owner, using Content ID, claimed some material in your video. This is not a copyright strike. This claim does not affect your account status. There are either ads running on your video with the revenue going to the copyright owner, which I don't have ads on my video because I'm not monetized, or the copyright owner is receiving stats about your video's views. Well, my streams really don't get viewed much post stream. Occasionally there's like Reason Vision. There's a couple people who watch them afterwards. Like Reason Vision usually has to watch them afterwards because Reason Vision can't be here to the show, but he likes to watch it, and he's like the only one who ever comments on my videos. Hey, I got an idea. Here's for my 400th 400 subscriber special. I'd like you all to do something for me. Okay, first, of course, this is my show part. Down here, there's a little share arrow. Share this out, and up here if you're on your phone, but I think you still have to do it down here. Obviously, hit the like button. If you want to do super chats, or you want to do make sure that I read something and don't necessarily want to be on the show today, you can do that through the Streamlabs link down below. But do me a favor. Sometime today, if you think about it, write comments under this video after it publishes, after the fact, just for the hell of it, okay? I don't care what it is. Write something for, I don't know. I'm gonna let you choose, okay? You guys can choose what you want to put in there, and that's where we'll go. All right, so let's get into some of my bookmarks today, because there were some interesting things I thought, and as opposed to I thought. Oh, that joke's never going to get old. All right. So, whoops, wait a minute. What the hell did I do there? I don't want that copied. Get that out down here. All right, let's do this real quick. Where's my? I'll get you on my little. There we go. Here's an interesting one. So this Emily Leadham is a little bit salty because apparently over up in Canada way, where many of you live, like I know Della Hayes is in Canada, right? Della Hayes, you're in Canada, right? Okay. Apparently there's Greta Thunberg, everyone's most sacred darling of the world, is I suppose she's going to some climate rally in Alberta, Canada, or somewhere in Canada, and so there's a truck company that's going to do a counter protest. And so it's got some people very salty because, I know that what's the word? It should be against the law. It should be against, what's that? What do they always say? International law. It should be against international law to question or even talk about Greta Thunberg because she is off limits. You cannot say anything about Greta Thunberg. Exactly, Barsupi Gamer. How dare you? You can't criticize her because she's a child. She's a child. You can't. And so here's what this lady, local men acting totally normal, organize a convoy of semi-trucks in response to a visiting 16-year-old Swedish girl. Oh, just a normal, nobody's, just this poor 16-year-old Swedish girl. Well, first of all, Emily, I got a question for you. Aren't you being a little bit sexist right now? Saying that you can't, you can't criticize a girl because she's a girl and she's 16 years old. Wait a minute. Isn't this the same 16-year-old girl who has an international platform made for her? She spoke in front of this United Nations conference where she scolded the entire world. But you can't say anything about her. Now, I don't think anyone should be rude and say mean things about her looks or things about like that. But can you at least have an opinion on something that she says that may not exactly be in agreement? I would think so. I mean, and granted, so they're having this big climate. Okay, let's just open the article. Let's do that. And do I need to go full screen on this? No, I do not. I do need to make it so you can see it, though. Let's do that. All right. So apparently, an Alberta truck convoy plans counter-protest to climate rally with Greta Thunberg. Oh, so it's not necessarily just Greta Thunberg. It's that she just happens to be a feature of the climate rally. Show Greta we do not need her yelling at us, United Reroll says in a Facebook post. Interesting. A group of oil and gas supporters is planning a counter-rally when Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg shows up at the Alberta legislature in Edmonton on Friday. Glenn Carrot, who organized the United Reroll convoy that traveled to Ottawa in February, said a similar convoy will start in Red Deer, Alta on Friday morning and make its way to Edmonton. Carrot said the trucks are expected to arrive at the legislature at noon Mountain Time when the climate rally is to begin with Thunberg, 16, who founded the Fridays for Future climate strikes that have galvanized young people around the world and frightened them into killing themselves and not having children and having panic attacks and anxiety and because we're telling kids they're going to be we're telling kids they're going extinct. But that's okay because human innovation. What am I trying to say? Not intervention. Human innovation has never solved anything. See? we're just gonna die. No one's gonna do anything. And and Greta Thunberg, who is she's a fine child, but she's regurgitates things that were told to her, write speeches that were written for her, and even if she isn't, it's she's certainly galvanized the young people around the world. Young people whose this part of their brain doesn't develop until they're 25. So you're scaring kids. You're scaring the shit out of some kids, and you're scaring. It's okay. Remember yesterday we talked about the politics of fear. Classic example. Greta Thunberg is the politics of fear, and she's being propped up by people who have several other things on their agenda. So they're using a 16-year-old girl who you cannot criticize. She is the perfect human shield, right? She's the perfect human shield. 16-year-old girl, a little smaller than most, slightly autistic, little Asperger's in there. So, yeah, right on. So anyway, the United Role people saying, we in the province of Alberta are tired of celebrities coming into our province and trying to tell us how to run our oil and gas sector, read a post on the United Re-Roll Facebook page. I'm asking everyone connected to the oil and gas industry to come out in unity to show Greta we do not need her yelling at us. Thunberg has been making international headlines, meeting with politicians and leading protests demanding governments take action to address climate change. The Swedish teen was spotted on Stephen Avenue in downtown Calgary on Wednesday morning. She told a Radio Canada reporter who saw her that she had no public events planned in Calgary and would travel to Edmonton within hours. Alberta Premier Jason Kennedy said Thunberg has not asked for a meeting. He has scheduled a visit Friday to a power plant near Edmonton that is switching from coal to cleaner natural gas. Now, there you go. See, look at that. There's a power plant in Edmonton that is already moving to using innovation to lower their emissions. Natural gas is much cleaner than coal. That's fantastic. And you know what we have in North America? It's amazing. We have an abundance of natural gas. We have an abundance of hydrogen, which they're working on things like that too. Again, this panic that we demand from everybody is just, it's frustrating for me, for someone who's, and during my lifetime, the world should have ended at least 5 times so far. Kennedy said he hopes Thunberg recognizes efforts made by the province's oil and gas industry to reduce emissions. Yes, let's grovel to a 16-year-old. That's what. Anyway, he said the world continues to depend on fossil fuel energy, and it's better that Canada supply it rather than countries such as Saudi Arabia or Russia. Okay. And is that going to satisfy Greta? Because the entire world must satisfy Greta. That sounded weird, but anyway, I hold out hope that anybody would be willing to look at the objective data, which is that Alberta has the highest environment, human rights, and labor standards of any other major energy producer on Earth, Kennedy said. Citation needed. Opposition NDP leader Rachel Notley said members of her caucus were at another climate rally at the legislature last month, and it's possible they will be there on Friday as well. I think it's quite ridiculous that the Minister of Environment wouldn't be there, she said. I think that whether they agree or not, they should be there to talk to them. Hey, by the way, any of my Canadian friends over here, what do y'all think of that election? I'm like, is anyone here? Hold on. Is anyone... Della Hayes, what are you doing right now? We're going to use you as a guinea pig again, if you want, because I got to talk to you about Canadian politics, which is rare. Usually everyone's talking about American politics. I should say United. We're all Americans, I suppose. We're all in North America, but I'm talking about politics in the United States because for some reason, everyone around the world loves our politics. I don't. I never really thought about it that much until I got on YouTube and just realized that everyone around the world talks politics. Of course, we have the biggest attraction in politics right now, the greatest show on earth, aka Donald J. Trump. Greatest is a figurative for those of you who might freak out when I say the greatest show on earth. The most notorious show on earth, and it doesn't matter whether it's Donald Trump, Barack Obama, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and so on down the line. We just have we're the show. We're like, you know what? Somehow we've become the Major League Baseball of the world, and everyone else is, you know, the Iowa Cubs. But you know what? I and please, my foreign, non-American peoples, that's not, I don't intend that to be a slight the way it sounded. You're all very important to the world, but we seem to dominate the newspapers around the world. So that's how it works. Let's see, 3 days till vote day. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's Greta Thunberg is, and so people are bad because they're gonna protest the rally. It's a counter rally to, you know, it amazes me. It amazes me that this 60-year-old, and believe me, I understand how it happens, but it still amazes me how a 16-year-old girl gets to travel around the world talking to legislatures, and, you know, at big conferences and stuff, and how they get propped up. You know, I told you the story once, when I was, what year was I, 12? I was either 12, 13. No, I was 13. I was in junior high. And I got to speak in front of the Nebraska state legislature. Because there was a bill in the legislature where they were going to cap school spending. School spending had gotten out of control in the state of Nebraska. And so there were several politicians who were like, you know what? We need to kind of get it under control. The rate of school spending was going up exponentially, far beyond the inflation rate, far beyond spending in other areas of, you know, Nebraska. And whether or not you support education, there's certainly, they needed to get it under control. So they had this thing called the lid bill, and where they were going to control the amount of spending increases each year. They weren't going to reduce spending. It's typical government thing. It's not that they were going to reduce spending. They were going to control the rate of the increase in spending. So it was, I think they were going to try to tie it to the inflation rate. Okay. But of course, there were people out there, and especially the people in the schools, and my parents were both teachers, so I heard about it a lot in my house. They called it a cut. You know, they were saying this. Well, you can't cut school spending. It wasn't. They weren't cutting school spending. They were limiting the rate of increase in school spending. Now, for whatever reason, I was chosen to speak in front of the state legislature on this topic. Now, I'm pretty sure one of the reasons I got chosen is when I was in elementary school, our area of town was growing rapidly, and so they built a new elementary school. And so in between 5th and 6th grade, I went from Thomas Edison Elementary School, and I lived in the area where the new school was built. So I got to go to Sarah Joslin Elementary School. And during the dedication of that school, I won a contest to be the student representative speaker at the dedication of the school. And apparently I did a pretty good job, because 1 year later, I was invited to go and speak in front of the Nebraska State Legislature. I'm 13 years old, and I get to go speak in front of the Nebraska State Legislature to talk about why this lid bill because I didn't have this part of my brain wasn't developed, and I really didn't know how to think this out. So I just heard that, if they do this, they're going to have to cut band, they're going to have to cut sports, they're going to have to cut this, they're going to have to cut that, they're going to have to cut special education. They'll never be able to buy. Well, they didn't have computers back then, like we do now. They had computers, but everyone's panicking. Oh, the rate of increase. We're going to have to cut this and cut this and cut this and cut this. And I believed it. And so, as a young child who gets this opportunity to speak in front of the state legislature, of course, I went in there with my sad story that kids aren't going to have, we're not going to get to have band anymore, and we're going to have to cut foreign languages, and we're going to lose this, and we're going to lose that, and, why would you take this away from the children? And I was a child, so guess what? Nobody can criticize me. I think I even got interviewed in the newspapers. I mean, it was crazy. So basically, the young black child, was the human shield. So I've been there, and I know how it works. So Greta Thunberg gets to be the human shield for the entire world. Oh, I know. I think I know why. Another reason I should, because the teachers union was obviously very against this lid bill because gotta be able to raise those salaries and stuff. And so anyway, what happened in the end, though, just to finish the story, the lid bill ended up passing. And so they capped the rate of increase of spending in the schools. And you know what? They didn't drop the band program, because I was in band. I played saxophone in my junior high band, and I continued through high school. Even though I played sports too, I was also in band. They didn't cut the band. I'm like, that lid bill didn't cut my band. And then they didn't cut theater. They didn't cut any foreign language programs. You know what? Somehow, even though they reduced the rate of increase in spending, they didn't cut anything. Everything was okay. So I wonder, and my thought is, Greta Thunberg talks about, someone's telling her, she probably heard it from AOC or somebody, because I don't think there's any science. There was one scientist who says that, this 10-year tipping point. There's one study that said this. Okay. And it's funny because usually when you have a study and you want to quote it, you want to have some backup studies, or you want to do a meta-analysis where there's several studies that say the same thing. But this one study came out saying 10 to 12 years. And it's the same study that AOC uses. 10 to 12 years. And there are feedback loops and tipping points and blah, 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 blah. And amazingly, those are the exact things that Greta Thunberg talk about. Now, I don't know, is there a consensus on that part? Because, everyone likes to bring up the 97% number, which we know they use some dubious shit to get to that 97%. It's not really 97% of the scientists agree. 90% of scientists who responded that had an opinion agree, and I'm not disagreeing with this, that humans have an impact on the climate and may have some correlation or causation possibly to the fact that our climate is changing ever so slowly, increasing in average temperature. But that's the part that they agree on, okay? The 97% that they took from this, study, that the ones who had an opinion, because there was a big section in the middle, it's like, let's see, 37%, 6%, so that's 42%. 58% didn't reply with an opinion other than it's possible. but the ones that say yes were 37%, and the one that said no were 6%. But they counted it as being 97% of scientists, or it was less than 6%. But anyway, they're saying 97% of scientists agree that we have that we're some at some level of the cause. They don't, not that they agree how much of a level of the cause, just that we are part of the cause. Okay? Great. That's okay. So we're part of the cause. But do they agree on what percentage of the cause of change humans are creating? Do they 97% agree on what the goal should be for carbon? Do they all agree on the same thing? See, some people like to call this settled science, but you know what? There's really no such thing as settled science, and there's a lot of different opinions out there. So there's plenty of scientists who have a lot of different ideas about the solutions. There are a lot of different people out there who have an idea on the, what level. But I'm pretty sure that there is not 97% of scientists that agree that we have 12 years left. I mean, who came up with that one? Okay, we know that, was it James Hansen? I think was it James Hansen who came up with that 12 years that AOC uses, and Greta Thunberg, and all the extinction level events, and we're and also what percent of the climate scientists have they all come up with the same solution? Is there a consensus on the solutions? There's a consensus on what technologies could do. Is there a consensus on, who are the biggest cause? Who are the biggest cause? What countries? Which countries have to do something? If it's really a crisis, why aren't we talking to the country or trying to restrict the companies that have the biggest issues? India, China. Okay. Do the scientists agree that if the Western world, that was in that climate accord, all the Western countries, if they went to 0% emissions, what would that do? Or are we already beyond a point where we got to figure out how we're going to adapt, like we've adapted to change in climate for as long as humans have existed? And also, do 97% of the scientists agree on where former President Barack Obama should move because he bought a house on a coastal waterway? I don't know if that's very good planning. Maybe he got it. You know what? I bet he got that property for real cheap, right? Okay. Hey, you know what? I haven't said good morning to everybody. First of all, let's say hello to my friend Della Hayes, who was first today. You get the bell, sir. Thank you. Good morning, Chi-Town J, Duck Dog, Jaeger Pony, Gilded Liberty. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Good thing you're here. D.I. Freighter, Tim Higgins, Tim Higgins, Marsupial Gamer. Who else is here? That's kind of everyone who's in the chat. Hello, lurkers. I know there's a bunch more of you out there. And, okay. Mr. Dax. Okay, hello. How you doing? I'm slowly going down here. Max Del Rio. Chi-Town J. Good morning. And I think, did I get everybody? Straight Sith Mail. Hello. Green Thunder Demighty. Johnny Hellcat. What's happening, my brother? All right, I think that's everyone who's in the chat. And all of you who are lurking, I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy you're listening. And welcome to the show. All right, I spent a lot of time on Greta, didn't I? Did I go on a rant? Did I sorry. Sometimes I do that, Sometimes I do that. All right, what else? Oh, wait a minute. Now, this is funny. I'm gonna set this at the beginning because this is hilarious. And this is just, sometimes I just pick out things on Twitter that I think are funny so I can show them on the show. So let's put this one up here, and you're going to get a good chuckle at this. Um, the person who put this tweet up said, "How did she keep a straight face?" Okay, are you ready? Oh, coffee. By the way, I do have my cup of Respirations coffee. And it is delicious. Yes, Mr. Dax, climate change. Obama most effective. Well, it does. Climate change has much greater effect on people of color, and that proves it right there. Barack Obama, people of color. He's on the coastal. His house is it's gonna be underwater in 10 years. The Earth's gonna be uninhabitable in 10 years. Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me come back. Let me get off. I have just a little tiny more rant here. So when I was in college, I was a college cheerleader. Weird, right? 6'4", 220-pound college cheerleader. But I was really good at it, and it was fun. You know what? I played sports all through high school, and in college, I marched in the band 1 year just for the heck of it. And then someone said, "Hey, you should try it for cheerleading." I'm like, "Really? What? Huh? What's that?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, what the hell?" And so I went and tried it out, and I made it. And it was fun. I'd throw girls around and catch them, and we'd yell at people, and I'd have front row seat at every football and basketball game. Great time. And then we'd go to a camp every year. We go to this college cheerleading camp, right? And I am a fairly decent looking, tall male of heterosexual persuasion, and that I realized that I might have been the smartest male, me and my other 5 guys. We were, because, we had one guy in our squad who was gay, but that's okay. Whatever, I don't care. But if you're a straight male, college cheerleading might be the best activity you would ever want to be in college. It's just fun, and you're around a lot of, lots of lovely young ladies, and it's fun. And so I'd go to college cheerleading camp, and you've never partied until you've partied with 2,000 cheerleaders. Okay, I'm just saying. So anyway, I was very good at it, so I got invited to be an instructor for Universal Cheerleading Association. So for 4 years, I would go in 4 summers. I taught cheerleading camps in the summer. Travel all around the country. Loved it. It was a lot of fun. You do like 10 weeks of high school camps, not girls camps, because some of the camps there were some co-ed squads but I mostly did camps in the northern states, University of North, which were mostly girls squad, but occasionally I'd do some camps in the south where there were some boys in the squads. And then I also got to, because I was very good at especially partner stunts. I was as elite a partner stunt as you'll ever have had back in the day. A lot of the stuff you see in these competitions on TV, stuff that we did back in the 80s, okay? Then I got to do college cheerleading camps because I taught elite partner stunts. Oh boy, a college cheerleading camp. 3 weeks of college cheerleading camps when you're just either in college and for 2 years after I left college. Wow, that was fun. Anyway, the point is I got to travel around the country a lot, and I got to see a lot of different places. And one of the reasons I chose where I live now, which is in the Twin Cities, in the Twin Cities area of Minnesota, is because one of the camps we did was at the University of Minnesota. And all the places that I traveled, I really liked this area. So I moved to the Twin Cities after I left college. Guess what? If you are a person who is concerned about climate change, where I live in the upper Midwest and kind of southern Canada, might be the best place in the world you could ever live. Because the climate change is going to affect you as much, because you know what? This is still going to be farmable land. There's plenty of water because there's all the glacial lakes and rivers and things like. All the rivers originate in this part of the country. We have the freshest water on the planet. The Mississippi River originates in Itasca, Minnesota, and it goes right through the Twin Cities here. And if the climate changes a little bit, we're still going to have very arable farmland. We're probably never going to turn into a desert. To hell with the rest. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so we're not, guess what? We're never going to have coastal flooding. I'm not worried about Miami. Miami's fun to visit, but damn, if there really is going to be climate change that causes the seas to rise immeasurably, I'm in a pretty damn safe place to be. So there you go. The motto is 10,000 lakes. Yes, we have, the land of 10,000 lakes is our state motto. There are at least 12,000 lakes in the state of Minnesota that that are at least 1 square mile or more of surface area. Over 10,000. And it's a serious state. If you like fishing, people here go nuts over fishing. Fishing and deer hunting. Deer hunting's big in a lot of places, but fishing is king here. Although if you're a Canadian, you probably know a little bit about fishing too. But yeah, we've got to be the fishing capital of the United States, especially if you're into walleye, bass, and what's the other one? Muskies. Although there's some great walleye fishing up in Canada too. Anyway, that's the point. Let's see. Question here. No way. I'm in Arizona. Gonna have beachfront property in 12 years. Yeah. Okay, Marsupial Gamer, you're truly not in a bad spot either. In fact, I would be. Yeah, Nevada, Arizona might not be a bad place to live if they rise. Let's see. In Michigan, we only have a few, but they're really, really big. LOL. Well, we have one big one too. Lake Superior. Yeah, you got a couple of the Great Lakes running through Michigan, on both halves of Michigan. And oh man, I'll tell you what, the North Shore of Lake Superior. Oh, I got some video for that. We didn't go, but I have my video from last year. I got to put that together. Anyway, all right, let's. Why did I get on that whole aside there? I can't remember. Oh, we were talking about climate change. My problem is the ice caps melting is not going to produce a world where some people have gills behind their ears. That was a great movie. Oh, MC Amber Time, how you doing? Did I miss you? Well, there you go. I'm glad you're here too. All right. So I just thought this was a cute video, so I'm just going to show it to you. It's very short and it's very funny. So everyone, if you're near the screen, take a look. Here it is. I'm going to hit play now. And the caption, whoever tweeted said, "How did she keep a straight face?" I have no idea. Just one more time. The only thing is she should have given her a dirty look. I would have done it and given her a dirty look. Like, what the hell? What are you doing? Anyway, so that's pretty funny. Okay, what else do I got bookmarked here? We already talked about Greta. Oh, here's interesting. Apparently, Senator Patrick Leahy, he praised on a virulently anti-Semitic cleric because, of course, welcome to the anti-Trump brigade, because nothing else matters. So, yeah, this is fascinating. Democrat Senator Patrick Leahy praised anti-Semitic cleric just to spite Trump. The left has a penchant for choosing heroes based on their well-constructed anti-Trump narrative. Occasionally, however, this approach backfires, causing the left to defend and prop up individuals it should most decidedly not. This behavior is most readily apparent on the international stage, particularly since foreign policy decision-making based solely on opposing Trump resembles really no foreign policy at all. Recently, Senator Patrick Leahy, Democrat Vermont, fell into this unfortunate trap of defending the indefensible, offering a glowing defense of the infamous anti-Semitic Saudi preacher Salman al-Ada, who currently faces multiple counts in Saudi court, including for incitement against the ruler, sedition, and aiding the Muslim Brotherhood, among others. In his statement, Leahy initially focuses his condemnation on the parameters of al-Awada's confinement, which he argues violates international law. If the statement stopped there, it would be an honest statement of advocacy. However, Leahy dramatically shifts gears, heaping saccharine praise on the cleric and portraying al-Awda as a mere dissident facing persecution at the hands of the Saudi government. To buttress his words of affirmation, Leahy cites the UN Special Rapporteurs, who, in calling for al-Awda's release, referred to the preacher as a reformist and an influential religious figure who has urged greater respect for human rights within Sharia. Leahy himself refers to al-Awda as a prisoner of conscience and a courageous clerk who represents a true reformist. But performing a quick background check to al-Awda would assure you that this representation is far from thorough or accurate. Although al-Awda has made some redeeming statements in recent years, including an open rejection of his Islamist behavior in the 1990s, he carries a long and painful history of virulent anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism in the 2000s, the anti-Semitism remaining an enduring phenomenon of the past decade. There's a strong desire among leftists to recast al-Awda as a hero, but it appears to be, at best, wishful thinking, and at worst, liberal window dressing for much more nefarious beliefs. Anyway, he has some videos out there where he's just ripping the Jews and the America. And well, here it is. Indeed, it's not a stretch to say that al-Awda harbors a deep hatred of Jews. As recently as 2012, that was just a few years ago. Aren't those? Isn't that like way before Harvey Weinstein's hijinks? Just saying. Anyway, he went on Rotana Kahalia TV, a Saudi network, discussing how Jews consume human blood to bring them closer to their false god. In that same interview, he declared that Jews use the Holocaust to extort many governments, and then proceeded to declare that the Jews were carrying out a Holocaust in Gaza. In 2006, al-Awda appeared on Al-Hayat Kalimat TV, declaring Jews to be the worst enemy and advising, when any party fights the Jews, we should rejoice out of spite for the Jews. I would get demonetized if I was monetized, but good morning, Longfish. How you doing? Anyway, so yeah, it's funny. As long as they're, I'm not going to read the rest of it, but as long as they are chirping at Trump, they're going to enjoy their what am I saying? They will praise anybody who hates Trump, no matter how bad they are. Okay, all right, Del. I don't know if you're okay. I know you're here. Let me do this. Let me send you this link real quick. I'm gonna see. Del, you get to be the guinea pig again because I already did that. I need to hang on. What the hell am I doing? Fix that, and click that, and Del, I'm sending you a link. It takes me a minute because I'm not as smart as I look. Or maybe I'm smarter than I look, and that's not a good thing. Oh, there we go. There's the link. Let's try this, Della Hayes. We're going to see if this works. Hopefully you can do this. If you can't, I'll send one to someone else. Thank you, Straight Sith Mail. Yes, today is the 400 subscribers special. This is all about you people. You are so fantastic. You've been helping me so much with sharing and just telling other people in other places. So we're going to try this Hangout thing because I know Hangout works still. It just doesn't work integrated with YouTube, but I can use it as a desktop function. So we'll try that. We'll see how it goes. All right, so you're there, Della Hayes. If I just sent you a link if you want to jump on, because I want to talk about Canada's election. I have a very, very specific question for you. So let me know if you can come on. Also, by the way, anyone else, if you're interested in coming on, you can't today, P Dog, too much going on. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. Like I said earlier, if you weren't here earlier, it's kind of a call-in show day for my 400th show, for 400 subscriber special. It's Dog Park Friday, if you did remember that. And so if you have questions or whatever you'd like to come and talk to me live, that would be fabulous. If you don't, if you just want to watch the show, I have plenty to go through. So it's up to you. All right, back to my bookmarks on Twitter today, because I've bookmarked a few other things. Apparently, the Washington Post has finally admitted that State Department official raised alarms over in 2015 about Hunter Biden's Ukraine business, but was ignored. This is a Zero Hedge article, which I like Zero Hedge. They do a lot of articles and interesting things on their site. Where did it here? Washington, the state. Get that off my screen. They have too many pop-ups, though. That's the one thing that bugs me. X. I clicked the X. Get off my screen, you hoe. Wait, what the hell? I don't know how that happened. Okay, here we go. All right, a State Department official in charge of Ukraine policy told House investigators this week that in early 2015 he raised concerns with then Vice President Joe Biden's office over Hunter's dealings in the country, but was rebuffed and told that the vice president didn't have the bandwidth to deal with the issue as his other son, Beau, was battling cancer. They used the cancer shield. Oh, no. Oh, by the way, if you want to jump on the show, DM me. It's over there. Whoops. It's over there right now where it says at PDogNight. You can DM me on Twitter, or you can send me an email. I'll try to pay attention to emails, keep my inbox ready there. And I'll send you a link and we can talk. So if you have any questions or you want to just chat for a little bit, feel free to click, or I'll send you a link if you let me know you want one. All right. Back to where I was. This is not it. According to the Washington Post, which is currently the all anti-Trump paper of record, George Kent, a deputy assistant secretary of state, testified Tuesday that he worried that Hunter Biden's position at the firm Burisma Holdings would complicate efforts by U.S. diplomats to convey to Ukrainian officials the importance of avoiding conflicts of interest. Wow. I wonder why it would convey to Ukrainian officials the importance of avoiding conflicts of interest. Yeah, because there was a huge conflict of interest, right? Said the people who spoke on the condition of anonymity, because of confidentiality rules surrounding the deposition. Kent told congressional investigators that he was concerned that Ukrainian officials would see Hunter Biden as means to curry influence with his father. Oh, imagine that. And somebody was actually talking about this back then in 2015. Now, 2015. Who was the president then? Barack Obama, and his vice president was Joe Biden. Kent also testified about how, Kent also testified about how Trump's associates raised unfounded allegations about the former ambassador to Ukraine. Is the first known example of a career diplomat who raised concerns internally in the Obama administration about Hunter Biden's board position. The Washington Post has previously reported that there had been discussions among Biden's advisors about whether his son's Ukraine work would be perceived as a conflict of interest. Wait a minute. Wait one cotton-picking minute. Excuse the racist terminology there. There had been discussions among Biden's advisors about whether his son's Ukraine work would be perceived as a conflict of interest. And that One former advisor had been concerned enough to mention it to, wait for it, Biden, though the conversation was brief. So, So Joe Biden said was been saying something he didn't know anything about. Never talked to anybody about. Blah 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 blah. But one former advisor had been concerned enough to mention it to Biden himself. So we knew there might have been a conflict of interest. Kerr Slichter, wait, what? Maybe you want to have a hearing? Okay. Diplomat tells investigators he raised alarms in 2015 about Hunter Biden's Ukraine work, but was rebuffed. Hunter Biden made roughly $50,000 per month on the board of a Ukrainian gas giant, Burisma Holdings, while Joe Biden has been accused by a Ukrainian politician of getting paid $900,000 from Burisma. Wait a minute, Joe Biden? Joe Biden was accused of that? Is this a link? It's not a link. What's that link to? Oh. Some Ukrainian MP says that Joe Biden was personally paid $900,000 by Burisma, according to Ukrainian MP in bombshell admission. Let's come back to that in a second here. A former national security aide to Biden provided the Post with a massive amount of cover, telling the paper he has no recollection of Kent's concerns. And what's the big deal anyway? Well, the appearance of conflict of interest, maybe. Why is this trash on my computer? Get off. Okay. I don't understand what the optics thing means, other than someone thinking it looked bad in a political way, said the aide. Did it have any effect on U.S. policies, either on what we are doing or what the Ukrainians were doing? It didn't. In the aggregate, it didn't have any discernible effect. Well, I guess we wouldn't know if it was never investigated, right? Right? Right, because don't we investigate everything that we think might be an issue with the current president? Seems like we didn't do that back then. I suppose occasionally the Republican congressional committees did. They did talk about Benghazi an awful lot. I know that. But they sure didn't spend much time on this, apparently. The aide also said that the death of Joe Biden's son, Beau, had little to no impact on his work. Yeah, that was sad, actually. I mean, I feel bad for them then. Anyway, day to day, the vice president was at work and he was pretty focused, said the aide. Does that mean it's inconceivable that someone said, hey, look, it's not the time to raise a family issue? I guess it's conceivable, but I never saw evidence he wasn't capable of doing the VP role and dealing with his family at the same time. And so now Biden's campaign spokesman, Andrew Bates, said in a statement that on Joe Biden's watch, the U.S. made eradicating corruption a centerpiece of our policies towards Ukraine, except for the nepotism and whatever that is that Joe Biden's son got. The Biden's adventure in Ukraine are at the heart of an impeachment inquiry against Donald Trump. Okay, so now it goes talking about Trump. And then Biden said he has never spoken with Hunter about his Ukraine dealings and only learned about his Burisma position when he read about it in the news reports. That was a common thing with the Obama administration. If any bad news about the Obama administration, they seem to always find out about it by reading the papers. I remember, what was the one? There was a bunch of things where Obama would be like, this is this bad thing happening in your administration. Oh, well, I really didn't know about that until I read it in the New York Times, but it's very interesting that we're talking about that now. Is this my administration? I just don't know. Well, we're just gonna, I'll have to read the papers and see if it's in there this time. Hilarious. Anyway, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but hey, let's move on though, because this is interesting too, because now Now this is from how did I miss this? October 10th. This one might be one of those where I go, you got to come up with some more proof of this. Let's see. Ukrainian MP Andrei Durkak revealed on Wednesday that the former Vice President Joe Biden received $900,000 from Burisma Group for lobbying activities, citing materials related to an investigation. From Interfax, former U.S. Vice President Joe Biden received $900,000 for lobbying activities from Burisma Group. Ukraine's Verkhovna Rada, member of Andrei Durkak, said, citing investigation materials. Durkak publicized documents which he said, described the mechanism of getting money by Biden Sr. at a press conference at Interfax Ukraine Press Center in Kiev on Wednesday. And that's according to Interfax. I don't know why I'm doing that. This was the transfer of Burisma Group's funds for lobbying activities, as investigators believe, personally to Joe Biden through a lobbying company. Funds in the amount of $900,000 were transferred to a U.S.-based company, Rosemont Seneca Partners, which, according to open sources, in particular the New York Times, is affiliated with Biden. Okay, that's a little bit weak there. It's affiliated with Biden? What does that mean? See, I'm taking this one with a grain of salt, okay? Or, just to be safe. The payment reference was payment for consulting services, said Durkak. Durkak also publicized sums of money transferred to Burisma Group representatives, including Joe Biden's son, Hunter. According to the documents, Burisma paid no less than $16.5 million with an M to former Polish president who became an independent director at Burisma Holdings in 2014. Alexander Kwasniewski, chairman of the Burisma Board of Independent Directors, Alan Apter, Burisma Independent Director, Devin Archer, and Hunter Biden, who joined the Burisma Board of Directors in 2014. Durkak added. Using political and economic levelers of influencing Ukrainian authorities and manipulating the issue of providing financial aid to Ukraine, Joe Biden actively assisted closing criminal cases into the activity of former Ukrainian ecology minister Mykola Zlochevsky, who is the founder and owner of Burisma Group. So there is an accusation that Joe Biden also made money from the Ukraine Burisma Holdings group, or whatever they're called. Again, that's, you got to, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what this article says. So there you go. Okay, let's get more bookmarks. Oh, that's my last bookmark. Okay, so we're done with bookmarks. Hey, you know what? Let's do this. We're going to, oh wait, sorry. Let's see. I missed some. Did I miss anything in the chat here? Okay, not really. The soft gentleman, perfect balance of soy intolerance. Oh, is the soft gentleman? Did he do a video? If you're not familiar with the soft gentleman, he's how would I describe the soft gentleman for those of you who don't know? Some of you are also Hard Bastard fans, and I listen to Hard Bastard quite a bit, and we've done a couple streams together. The soft gentleman is the Hard Bastard's left-wing cousin, and occasionally he hijacks the Hard Bastard channel to put up videos concerning certain political and social issues, and he has a very, very different take than the Hard Bastards. So anyway, good morning, Tyler F. Hello, Zombie Teddy. Hello, Cynical Lindsay. I am so happy that you are here. Monkey ended his stream. You can start now. Hey, when did he end? Did you tell everyone to come over here? Did everyone just jump in at this? That's why y'all came at the same time, isn't it? Oh, wait. Somebody clip that. Somebody, if you realize what I just said, there, I don't know why I've got this on the screen. Oh, so if you're just coming over from Monkey in the Morning, welcome. Monkey in my morning, in the middle of my morning. He keeps doing, that's 2 days in a row where he's just stepped on my toes and I feel so bad. Anyway, all right. So if any of you are around, like I said, by the way, if you're just getting here, I have invited anyone to come on. It's kind of a call-in show kind of day on my, what's this called? The Morning Night Live. It's call-in day because it's my 400 sub special. I'm celebrating 400 subs. And if you would like to come on and ask a question or two or just chat for a little bit, go into my Twitter feed and DM me. My DMs are open and I will send you a link. There you go. I didn't say I own the morning. Okay. Did I say I own the morning? Did I say that? I didn't mean to say it that way. I'm just, whatever. It's all good. I told him at Monkeys to come on over. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Tales of Gore. I haven't seen you around a while either. You're kind of one of those lurker people too. Grill and Pirate Pete too. The gang is just rolling in. I am so happy now. Make sure you share and like, and if you want to do super chats, that's down there there. And if you want to come on the show, hit me with the DMs. I'll gladly have you on. So there you go. All right, it's time for Twitter trends. What's happening in the world? We do, for those of you who aren't here as often as others, we do Twitter trends on a daily basis at 10 after the hour. And what we do is we try to see what's happening in the world, what's new, what people are going to talk about, who's going to make new videos about what. We check the Twitter trends and we find out, okay? All right. Yes, I did check your logic. How you doing? Good to see you here. So there you go. So do all that stuff that I was just talking about that I shill about. And we'll be very happy. Twitter trends time. What's going on in the world? Meghan Markle says not many people have asked if I'm okay. Okay for what? Okay, I'm going to click this one, even though it's not necessarily Twitter trends, and I'll put it on the screen here. Twitter. Meghan Markle says not many people have asked if I'm okay. Was she tearing up? What the hell's going on with her? Harry and Meghan are the subjects of an upcoming ITV interview, but for now, a clip has been released of Meghan explaining her vulnerability as a new mother while dealing with the press. I think she's going to be okay. I'm sure, I don't know if I want to, that would be a tough spot to be in, okay? You're the first sister in the royal family. Let's check out this clip. I want to see what she had to say. Let's see if Meghan, I want to know if you're okay. No, I know she had a baby, but
obviously very concerned about protecting you.
Oh, you can't even hear it, can you?
What he felt his mother went through.
Can you hear that?
It's obviously an area one has to tiptoe into very gently, but I don't know what the impact on your physical and mental health of all the pressure that you clearly feel under.
I would say, look, any woman especially when they're pregnant, you're really vulnerable, and so that was made really challenging. And then when you have a newborn,
it's a long time ago, but I remember, yeah.
And especially as a woman, it's a lot. So you add this on top of just trying to be a new mom or trying to be a newlywed. It's I guess
it
and also
sucks
thank you for asking, because not many people have asked if I'm okay, but it's a very real thing to be going through behind the scenes.
And the answer is, would it be fair to say not really okay? As in, it's really been a struggle.
Yes.
Boy, she looks really sad. I feel bad for her. I'm rich, popular, and pampered, but no one feels pity for me. Oh, Pete, you're such a cynic. Come on, dude. But God, could you imagine though? Yeah, you're like, you can't go anywhere. You just can't go anywhere. And I couldn't. I mean, yes, she's rich and famous and pampered and all that shit. But God, it's got to get old. Is there just any time you just get the hell away from people and enjoy your child and just the scrutiny that she gets? Being a woman of color. See, even being in the royal family affects women of color more. See, everything affects women of color more. So there. Oh, good Lord. Thank you, Dr. No, for retweeting the show. And Truck and Bear also, and Dar, and my new friend G Prime. G Prime, are you watching the show today? What is your name in the chat? That's what I'm curious about. I know it's G Prime on Twitter, and I don't know what your name is in the chat. All right, let's get into Twitter trends, which I have to go backwards to do. Let me just make my list, elongate my list. So number 1 is Friday feeling. Yes, I have feelings on Fridays. I do. P-Dog, no, that's not honey you're eating. That's thought propaganda. Yes, I know she chose to. I'm just saying. Max O'Reilly says she chose to marry him and live in a fishbowl. Yeah, I know. I honestly, I don't think anyone could realize how magnifying the glass in that fishbowl is. That's just the thing. But you know what? You're right. She chose her fishbowl and she's swimming in it, and good luck to her. I'm just saying, I can't imagine. I mean, I can handle a couple hundred people watching me on YouTube. Imagine the entire world watching your every move, especially the British press. Oh, the British press can be so nasty too. Anyway, hi Dr. No, good to see you. Friday feeling is trending number 1, and I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Hey, I gotta go to a wedding tonight. I just remembered that. My buddy. Okay, G Prime, good. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to a wedding tonight. The head basketball coach, where I coach basketball in high school, is getting married tonight on a Friday night wedding. That'll be fun. I'm excited. All right, Friday feeling. They wouldn't shut up. Oh, he bit the nose off of every single toy. That's a funny picture. Oh my gosh. Good. Okay, here's a Friday feeling. A good apology has 3 components. Acknowledge what you did wrong, express remorse, explain what you'll do differently in the future. Okay, here's the apology, whatever you call it, diagram. Did you first admit your mistake? No. Well, try again. Did you say I'm sorry? No. Well, try again. Did you share how it won't happen again? No. Try again. If you did all those things, yes, it's a very good apology. And sometimes a non-apology can be appropriate. Oh, you didn't like what I said? Oh, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Kiss my big black ass. Never mind. Anyway. All right. Let's just check out a couple more Friday feelings. Well, guys, I'm pessimistic about this, but I'll try. I asked for a 5-second video shout out from Sydney Talker and he says, I got to earn 20,000 likes. Please help. Who the hell is Sydney Talker? I don't know who Sydney Talker is. Okay, that's something that I wouldn't know. I'm trying to get a good Friday feeling. There you go. If there's a Packer fan Friday feeling, go Pack go. Is they playing that song? It's not always that. It's not always that feeling with the Packers. I'm saying. I'm not a Packer fan, so I don't care. But I just like the feeling. He's getting this feeling. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. That's the Friday feeling. Number 2, all-woman spacewalk today. I'm sure everyone on the planet's going to be talking about this. Okay. They were talking about this on Monkey in the Morning. And someone brought up the great point. Oh, Sinatra did. Sinatra brought up a great point. we still know that 100% of all the space crime has been committed by women. Anyways, this is I suppose this is a big deal. I suppose it is. Watch, NASA makes a historic all-female spacewalk. Okay. You can live now. Tune in to watch the first all-woman spacewalk in human history. I get. Oh, what did I do there? What the hell did I do? I clicked something and it just automatically did something. Oh, I see. Anyway, it's live if you want to watch it. Here, I'll even put the link on the. I'll even put a link on for this one. Here's NASA. Here's the clicky thingy. I'll copy. I'll paste. And there you go. If you want to watch the all-women spacewalk, there you go. There's a link to the NASA link that's showing it. Let's see, starting so they started a long time ago. They venture into the vacuum of space to replace a failed power controller. Watch. Okay, there you go. I wonder if on the way home they're going to stop at some kind of place to go shopping, because that's what my wife does every time we go somewhere. Or we're going to go eat some lunch and we're on the way home. Hey, do you mind if we just stop and go shop here for something? Okay, dear. But anyway, good for them. Fantastic. I think it's great. Whatever. Because vagina. All right, moving on. Number 3, Friday motivation. Well, 3 and 4 are Friday motivation and Friday thoughts. Friday thoughts. But we're going to skip them. We're just going to skip them. Let's go to Make It Right, which is number 5, trending. Something about BTS. Oh, hell, K-pop. Get the fuck off my screen. Okay, no K-pop today. Cash Doll is number 6. What is Cash Doll? With cash with a K. Is that something to do with music? Things Cash Doll did that. Okay. Me going from Summer Walker albums to Cash Doll. Okay, Cash Doll is apparently some music thingy. And, am I just too much of a boomer or too old for that shit? I don't know. Pickle jar lids to open. Hi, Faithless. I see you're here. Good morning, Wikipedia snippet. And Mr. Dax, you already here. Okay, I think I'm catching everybody as you come in the room. That's enough. I don't know. Cash Doll made an album. Okay, whatever. Good. Instead she made an album, or I don't know if Cash Doll is a male or female. Did an album, not a mixtape, but an album, an actual album. Somebody actually produced an album for this person. So good for them. Number 7, Hee Jin. Is this something K-pop? Yeah, God, Hee Jin. Okay. Oh, this is just happy birthday to Luna Aces, John Hee Jin. You're the best first girl we orbits could have ever asked for. From your angel-like vocals to your bunny-like charms. Okay, so this is some K-pop chick who also does drawings. Don't care. Moving on. After that, Sally Mae's trending. Uh-oh. What's going on with Sally Mae? NBC News goes inside the lavish 5-day trip, paid trip taken by one of the top student loan companies while millions suffer from debt. Proud to have co-produced this story. So the Sally, okay, you know what? Cash Doll is a woman. Okay, cool. K-pop, and you know what? I don't hate K-pop. I'm just not into it. Okay. Oh my gosh, my Google thing is talking about K-pop. I didn't ask you. Shut up. Okay. So here's the deal. Sally Mae, which is the kind of the student loan quasi-government organization that does student loans. Sally Mae execs tan at Maui retreat while student debt crisis tops 1.6 trillion. So do you want this? Okay. This is NBC News, and this is an example of the news just trying to stir some shit, okay? The executives at Sally Mae had whatever at a luxury resort while Americans struggle with student loan. That's some propaganda ass shit if I've ever seen a headline. As borrowers struggled to keep up with their payments, Sally Mae flew more than 100 employees on its sales team to Hawaii to celebrate $5 billion in sales. It's a company that is trying to sell shit, and they were successful. And so a company, so what? It's not like these Sally Mae executives are going to go pay off people's loans. Do you think people at big companies reward their employees sometimes? Wailea, Hawaii has 1 in 5 American adults. Hey, hold up. Before I even read this, this one requires some sad music. It just does. So let's find something sad to play while I read this so important article. I never did turn the funk on, did I? That's okay. Let me find something sad. Give me just a second here. Okay. Oops. Let's see. Strange viral posts, mystery horror, my entitled crime scene, build, chase, beautiful adventure. No. I want sad. I want something. Small emotions. Here we go. Small drama, small emotion. What? So what does that mean? Small emotions. Let's try this. Tomorrow's Rain. Does that sound like sad? I can't. Can you even hear that? Oh, here we go. Oh, that's sad. That's good. Okay, all right, here we go. Let's read the Sally Mae article with some sad music in the background. As 1 in 5 American adults wonder how to pay off their combined $1.6 trillion in student debt, Sally Mae executives and sales team members wrestled with a different question. Between meetings, how should they spend their time on their 5-day paid trip to the luxury Fairmont Resort on Wailea Beach in Maui? Sally Mae brought more than 100 of his employees to Hawaii in August to celebrate a record year. $5 billion in student loans to 374,000 borrowers. The company said it didn't pay for employees' families to attend, but some did tag along. Oh, because did their families pay their own way to go along with their employee relative? We said, hey, look, Maui's a pretty nice spot, and so if you wanted to stay a few days or want to bring family, that's up to you, Ray Quinlan, CEO of Sally Mae, told NBC News on the grounds of the Fairmont Hotel. I can't read anymore. I can't. I'm so sad. Okay, so, yeah, you know what I say to that? Here, I'll put the article back up. Okay. It's a company that made it possible for poor... Yeah, good point, Rasumio Gamer. This is a company that made it possible for poor students to go to college. Monsters. Oh, they're so terrible. You know, yes. And this whole thing about the student loan crisis, right? Whose fault is the student loan crisis? Perhaps it's the government who decided that they were going to take over student loans and make it really easy to get student loans for things like feminist dance theory, or, you know, any of the majors ending in studies, where your studies will probably end you up at a job at Starbucks. Just saying, you know, that's the student loan crisis. Telling everyone that, you know, just any degree you get, it's going to be fine. You're conning people into thinking they're going to make tons of money no matter what your degree is. Perhaps if you're in a degree, I'm going to tell kids, because I'm not saying, for example, let's take teaching, for example. You go to get an education degree. I I question the value of, say, going to like the University of Chicago to get a degree in education, because the University of Chicago cost $81,000 a year to attend. $81,000 a year to attend. Now, granted, one thing unique about the University of Chicago, because we looked at it, my son was deciding between the University of Chicago and the University of St. Thomas. And when the basketball coach, it's a D3 school, so there's no basketball scholarships. But my son was very smart, and the basketball coach came and sat in our living room and told us, he said $81,000. I said, what? What'd you just say? Because that was more than my entire 4 years at Drake back when I went to school. So I was like, what? Hello? But at least with the University of Chicago, they don't do student loans, okay? They use their endowment, and when you fill out the FAFSA and you get the, here's what this is, and here's the part you're supposed to pay, and here's your contribution, and here's what you would get in student loans, blah, and this is your grants and whatever. The University of Chicago, whatever that thing comes back on your FAFSA that says, here, you're eligible for this much in student loans, the University of Chicago, I keep saying the University of Chicago takes that amount and they use their endowment and give all of their students a grant from their endowment. So no one who goes to the University of Chicago, now they still have to do their out-of-pocket that the formula says, so that is a challenge for some people, but still, they do grants using their endowment, which is like $3 billion. They have a $3 billion endowment with a billion with a B, and they give everyone a grant. So no one leaves the University of Chicago with student loans unless they take out supplemental loans to just pay the part that's supposed to be out of their pocket, right? Now, they're one of the very few schools that do that, but more schools could do that. But the government has made it so easy to get student loans that all the colleges said, well, you know what? These loans are going to be guaranteed. We know we're going to get the money. They're going to give it to us no matter what. So we have no... Let's just raise our prices just a little bit, because we know we can get the money, and then we can make the school better, right? But they've been doing that like 4 times the rate of inflation over the last whatever number of years. And so, yeah, the student loan crisis is because the government guaranteed every student loan instead of having private lenders do it. The government does it. So the government's definitely going to give you the money, and they're just going to, what? The cost of colleges got out of hand. That's the problem. Okay, that's the problem. It's the exponential cost. And I loved. And fortunately, my son ended up going to the University of St. Thomas because he's got a full academic scholarship there, and he didn't have to worry about even that part. We paid for his room and board, and that was it. But then you go to these schools, and they're building these, Taj Mahal student centers with bowling alleys and, clubs inside of them and all this stuff. The amenities at colleges now are insane. I mean, our student union was cool, but it wasn't like, you'd be shocked at what you see at some of these schools. But anyway, the fact that the Sallie Mae leadership that, had made all this money, and it's a business, and they gave these people a trip to Maui that they could take their friends, their family with. I don't know. Okay, so here they moved on. Quinlan, in a walk and talk with NBC News, said the trip to Maui was not an incentive trip. This is a sales get-together for all our salespeople, he said, adding the publicly traded company has been taking retreats like this, like the Maui one, since it was founded in the 1970s. To service federal education loans. Since then, the lender's trajectory has changed, now offering private loans, but in 2014, the company split into two: Sallie Mae Bank, which offers private loans, and Navient, a newly formed offshoot which services and collects loans, including those that Sallie Mae sold. Sallie Mae borrowers, however, have said the company doesn't treat them nearly as well as it does its sales team. Oh, for fuck's sake. Did I just swear? Yeah, I did. So, yeah, you're right, because you're a customer, and they're the sales team. Let's take, how many student loans did they say here? They gave a number here. It's 374,000 borrowers. Yeah, they're not going to take your 374,000 borrowers to Maui. Okay. Now, should a company? They're a quasi-private company. It's not like, so the government's not paying for it. So what? Again, this is a headline. Oh, it's on that stupid. Sorry, it should be full screen. That's a headline just to. It has a purpose. It's a headline to put a grain of salt right in your underwear, to piss you off enough and so on. That's so stupid. Because we want to talk about the student loan crisis. You're not really talking about the student loan crisis. You just want to. Your purpose is to get a dig in so that the people saying we want to forgive student loans get to talk about it. That's all that is. If they want to reward 100 employees with a trip to Maui for a job well done, okay. Whatever. But this is part of my Twitter thing, right? So let's see what people are talking about it. Oh, how many signatures do I need on a petition to launch every exec at Sallie Mae into the fucking sun? Why? It's a clickbait fucking headline. 2023, Sallie Mae throws cocaine-fueled block party for its employees to celebrate $10 billion in sales, while those in student debt are allowed to become human furniture for the wealthy, renting themselves as architecture. Hey, I got a better job idea. If you are one of those people who took out one of those Sallie Mae loans, make sure it's in a profession that you can pay off your loans, or just make your loan payments, and hopefully you were smart enough to get a good job. Okay, hopefully they'll, and I don't know, there should be jobs still in 2023 or whatever. So what? Again, it's just one of those headlines that's to draw outrage. Let's see anyone else. Glad to know my money got to go to Hawaii. Can't say the same for me because of Sallie Mae's high interest rates. Really? Are they high interest rates? I don't. Let's see. Student loan. Oops, that's a D. Student loan interest rates. Right here. What are current student loan interest rates? Let's see. Does it say on Sallie Mae? Maybe it'll say on here. Give you an idea. Approximately. 3.12% APR. Oh, variable rates up to 10.54% APR. Fixed rates at 4.74 APR. Okay, now in the loan industry, which I used to be a part of, I was a mortgage banker for quite a while until I decided I got tired of it, and before everything crashed, I hate it. Those interest rates historically are very low. To be honest with you, 4.74%. I remember my student loans were at like 12%, the ones I took out. Oh, and they don't even charge an origination fee, no early payoff penalty. Now you can use, and you pay for your expenses, tuition, fees, books, housing, meals, travel, and even a laptop. Well, I couldn't buy a laptop with my student loans. Well, their laptops weren't even invented yet. But anyway, 4 points. That's not bad. Okay. My high interest rate loan. You have no idea what high interest rates are. I remember when mortgage rates were in the 18% range. That's in the time when my parents were refinance a house one time, and they were, as high as 18%. Dude, those high interest rates. Your regular reminder that most, if not all, of Sallie Mae's terms make it nearly impossible for people to pay down their principal. Oh my God. Most, if not all, of Sallie Mae's terms make it nearly impossible for people to pay down their principal, the actual loan itself, so they spend years just paying off increasing interest on their loans. That is false. In fact, on that, did I leave that up there? No. Look at it right here. Pay off your loan early with no penalty. Let's see what 3 means here. 3, although we do not charge a penalty fee if you prepay the loan, any prepayment will be applied, as provided in your promissory note. First to unpaid fees and costs, then to unpaid interest, then to current principal. So meaning, if you have unpaid fees like late fees and things like that, those will get paid off first. But if you are paying your loans on time and you decide you want to pay an extra, $50, $100, whatever. Oh, there you go, Marsupial Gamer. Yeah, I got a link for you. If you want to pay an extra $50 or $100, you can. And so she says, makes it nearly impossible for people to pay down their principal. No, you can always pay more on your loan. You can always do that. That's not against the rules. Not at all. So kiss my grits, whatever your name is. Here, let me link for Marsupial Gamer real quick. Yes, I'd be happy to have you on. I'm excited to hear your voice. All right, let me reply here. There you go. I hope this works. I haven't used this one yet either. So you're Marsupial Gamer. You get to be my guinea pig today. Let's see if this works. I hope it does. I hope it doesn't look like it's using too many resources. And my desktop volume's up. So I just sent you the link. So let's see how that goes. All right. I'll listen for you. All right. So, oh my God. Some people's children. So, but hey, that makes it makes a great. That's one of the greatest outrage headlines possible. People are going to be talking about Sallie Mae, bitching about people to go, whatever. Some news I'm excited to share. I'm wrapping up my first week here at BET Digital as the site's senior music editor. I'd like to thank my mom and Sallie Mae for endless motivations. Yeah, you know what? This guy's excited to get a job, get his loans paid off, maybe buy a car or whatever. Good for you. I want a personal thank you card from the Sallie Mae employee whose Hawaii trip was funded by my monthly bill. Oh, also, I'd like all of my money back. Why? Did you go to school? Did you use a Sallie Mae loan to pay for your school? If you did, why do you want how about you pay the money back? That's what you got the money for. So what? You know what? I bet you bought an iPhone. If you did this on an iPhone, I bet you got a smartphone, right? Are you asking for the money back from your smartphone because the executives at the smartphone company got a bonus for selling more smartphones? I doubt it. Did you put gas in your car today? Are you asking for the gas money back that you used to help those people do whatever vacation they took? Sallie Mae is a company, okay? And companies sometimes reward their employees with shit. If you don't like don't use the company then. Find another way to fund your school. Work and whatever you got to do. Go to a less expensive school. Whatever you got to do. There are so many. Calm down. Calm the fuck down. There are so many ways to live your life that don't necessarily involve having to get a loan for school. The school called. They want their wasted education time back. You know what? There's a lot of people too. Guess what? If you're one of those people who took out student loans but didn't finish school, is that the place where you took the loans out from fault? Just curious, right? I'm just wondering. Every day I ask myself, do I just stop paying these loans or do I find Sallie Mae's building and burn it to the ground? There isn't a full answer yet. In the immortal words of Flo, Kiss my grits. Sally Mae is a whore. Sally Mae is a company, you ass wipes. Oh man, I'm gonna get on if that. Oh, good. Sally Mae. Oh my God. Sally Mae ruins lives and has terrorized my family personally. If you work at Sally Mae, you have sold your soul. Oh, Jesse, you must be one of those people who aren't paying your student loans. I'm sorry. It's as Americans are crippled by student loan debts. Sally Mae executives celebrate in Hawaii as Americans are crippled by student loan debt. Wow, so what? I'm telling you, this whole cancel student loans that Bernie's brought up and Elizabeth Warren and school should be free. Why does all this? Why do you? This shit shouldn't. Why should it be free? Okay, I'm not responsible for your kids' schooling. Okay, we got them. We have a educational system that is available, that is in some ways underutilized. Okay, but it's certainly there. The kids that go to the school system where I live, I pay tax for that now. My kids are done, but I appreciate, I kind of understand the value of educating someone up to the high school level. But beyond that, now you're educating yourself for your next career, and I don't necessarily need to pay for your kids to do that. And so if you had to come out here and take a bunch of loans, or you didn't research it, or your parents didn't research it, that's just bad parenting. Okay, you got to figure out if you got to figure out. Okay, I'm going to a school. Let's say you're going to Duke, and you take out student loans to go to Duke, and it costs $72,000 a year to go to Duke. I got to calculate that out. It's like, is it really worth it to go to Duke to get an elementary education degree? Well, maybe not. Maybe I should go to NC State or something, community college for 2 years, and then to a different school, because an education degree, regardless if you get it at Duke or whether you get it at, local small state university, probably going to land you the same jobs in elementary education, unless you're going for there for this, and then get a master's education, and then get a doctorate degree and teaching in a university where they have unlimited funds to raise the price, where they can pay you more and more because they have unlimited funds. But if I'm going to get a $42,000 teaching job, am I going to go get out $200,000 in student loans to do it? Think ahead, people. Okay. What kind of lifestyle do I want to live? Well, I think I like the lifestyle of teaching jobs, because you work, 9 months of the year with school, and maybe an extra month on top of that, getting whatever, some extra continuing ed and shit. But I'm only going to make, depending where you are, between $40,000 and $80,000 a year. Do I want to have $200,000 in student loans that are going to take me forever to pay off? Or should I go to a school where maybe it's not going to cost that much? But so whose fault is that? It's not Sally Mae's fault, or if I gotta go, I really don't know what I want to do after college, but you know what? I think I should go to college because everyone else is doing it, and it's going to cost me a lot of money, but so maybe I'll just take out a bunch of student loans. Oh, but I went to school for 3 years, and then I decided to drop out because I just couldn't do it anymore. So now I'm working at TGI Fridays as a waitress, but I have all these student loans I have to pay off. Whose fault is that? And is that part of the free college that we're going to start giving away, supposedly? Free college? Oh, we're going to give the free college to people who aren't going to finish? Yeah, you know what? We paid for your primary and secondary education. Your higher education, that's on you, and you need to figure out what you're going to do before you decide to go to higher education, and how you're going to pay for it without burdening the rest of the country. Because there's a lot of people who don't even have kids. Oh, remember all those the kids who are the climate change kids who are not going to have kids? Well, should they have to pay for somebody else's kids' college? Fuck. Higher education is a commodity, and it shouldn't be free because it's not a right. it's a responsibility. If you want to do something that requires higher education, it's your responsibility to figure out how you're going to do it and how you're going to pay for it in a responsible way. And if so God, these people, I got to get off this subject. It's going to kill me. It's going to kill me. Hello, Marsupial Gamer. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, and we got sound even. That's awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. We only have about 5. Oh, shoot.
Oh, that's all right. I'll be quick.
Okay. So what do you got?
Well, congratulations on the 400 subscribers.
Well,
that's
thank
awesome.
you so much. I really appreciate that. And I know you mainly as one of the people who hang out in the chat with Hard Bastard.
Yeah,
That's where I found you. And I think that's where you found me, isn't it? Or do you also do?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever go
Absolutely.
on Monkey in the morning or any of the shows?
No,
Okay,
I never heard of that.
Okay, cool. Well,
Good for
anyway,
you.
I enjoy Hard Bastard. So you have what do you got for me today?
Well, I wanted to ask. Well, first off, that was an excellent rant. I was kind of waiting for you to finish because I didn't want to interrupt you there.
Oh, okay.
I thought of something while you were talking about that I think they should start to require certain types of degrees. I mean, be like, we're not going to give you a loan if you're going to get a gender studies degree. Forget it.
Well, and that's just it. Here's what's going to happen if they implement. Okay, we're going to give you free college. Guess what? They're going to be able to tell you what you can take, what kind of courses you can take, what kind of degrees they're going to make that for. It's just like when they say they're going to give you free health care. Well, guess what? It's not a right, because guess what? When a 96-year-old woman goes in for a hysterectomy because she didn't get it when she was younger, they're going to deny it. Healthcare is not a right. Then you'll know healthcare is not a right. Go ahead.
Like a home loan, they need an inspection of the house. If if the house is going to fall apart, they're not going to give you a loan. So they need to inspect your academic credentials and what sort of degree you're planning on getting, so you can pay it back.
Someone says my mic's too quiet. I'm going to turn it up. Citron, let me know if that's better. Hopefully that works. Yeah, no, well, exactly. Just like you just said, they're going to have to. Okay, are they going to come in and monitor your grades to make sure you're going towards graduation?
Yeah, they really should. They definitely should.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're running short on time. My one question for you.
Okay.
Let me just ask, what the heck is K-pop? I have been on Twitter for 10 years. I'd never even heard of it until I started watching you, and you see it every day, apparently. I'm like, what the hell is this?
So it's Korean pop music. And right now in Korea, they are they're kind of in late 90s, early 2000s mode with all their popular music. So they have all these boy bands, and really
why does it show up on your stream every day? It's crazy.
I think just because the time of the morning that I'm on is kind of like prime time in Korea, or also there's a big following of K-pop in the US too. So like this BTS band or group, this is a boy band group. They've been on Good Morning America, and they've been on several shows. So that's what it is.
Crazy. Well, that was my one question for you for your 400 sub stream. So.
Okay, well, I am so happy. Now that I know that this works still, I'm going to be using this more often. I really appreciate you coming on, but I do have to go.
All right.
Everyone say hi to Marsupial Gamer. Thank you for being on the show, and
all right.
We will talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Catch you later.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, so there we go. Now I know that that's going to work when I try and use it. The Google Hangouts still work, at least for audio, so I'm going to be I'll use that every once in a while. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I do have to go because I'm running late as usual. Thank you for coming here. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. And before you leave today, if you haven't already done so, please, down below is a share arrow. Click that arrow, share this out, and people can watch it later. Also, if you haven't already hit the like or dislike, Mr. Duck Dog, I know you like to play that dislike game, which is fine. Hit the like on the way out, and in the future, we do super chats through the Streamlabs link in the description down below. Now, that's kind of it, because I am really, really, really running late. So I'm just going to tell you right now, thank you, all of you who've been coming into the chat. Some of you have been here since the first or second show, and also thank you for those who are just here on a regular basis. It's so much fun to have a lot of people having a nice conversation through the chat. Every once in a while I catch things in there. We're going to do more of these Friday dog park shows again now that I figured out how to do it. Thank you so much, Marsupial Gamer, for jumping on the show. I gotta go though, so my name is P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Have a great day. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and I want to thank you for joining me today on the P-Dog Knight channel. Before you go, if you like what you saw and you're not already subscribed, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below, and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 2 p.m. GMT. A special thanks to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through our Streamlabs link in the description below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.